Good evening, Delaware County, and welcome to Game 3 of the Delco League Semifinals. Brendan Ricciardi here with you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us as we have Ridley taking on Wayne. We got a 1-1 series. We're all tied up. Ridley took Game 1 by a 4-0 score on the road at Devon Prep on Sunday, and Wayne was able to salvage a split at home with a 5-2 win in Game 2. We are back for Game 3 of this best-of-5 series. No matter what happens tonight, we will be back here tomorrow night. Well, not we necessarily. We'll see how the other series goes, but these two teams will be back on the field tomorrow at this location for Game 4. We also have Aston Valley and Upper Darby. Upper Darby leads that series 2-0. Looking to close that one out tonight. Get you the starting lineups here. First for the visiting Wayne, leading off the shortstop, Cole Lombardo, batting second, Elliott Dix, the designated hitter. Bennett Cox, the center fielder, is up in the 3 spot. Stephen Wells, the first baseman, bats cleanup. Aiden Fry, the third baseman, will bat 5th. Danny Braslow at second base will bat 6th. Drew Van Horn, the right fielder, bats 7th. Ben Milligan over in left field will bat 8th. And behind the plate, batting 9th, is Matt Kane. And they will face Jimmy Boyle. He was the Delaware County High School Baseball Player of the Year for the Haverford Fords. Hasn't pitched too much overall in his Delco League career, but has thrown a ton of high-leverage innings for Haverford over the last couple of years. Over the course of this season, he's thrown just 13.2 innings for the Black Sox with a 3.59 ERA. He struck out 18 compared to 9 walks. He did start Game 1 of their series against the Drexel Hill Ducks, where he was pretty good, 5 2/3. Allowed 3 earned runs with 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, which is a bit uncharacteristic for him. We've seen him dominate the high school level, but these lineups that he's facing, a lot of college hitters, a lot of Division I college hitters, it's a little bit more of a challenge. He will not have his normal catcher, Shane Durkin. He is out for the remainder of the playoffs on vacation in Ireland, so he'll be throwing to Danny Zytkowicz. It's a very hard. It's 4 consonants if you count Y. Zykt. It's a tough start to a last name. We'll go with Zytkowicz. We'll get you the defensive alignment here for Ridley. Behind the plate for the Black Sox, as just mentioned, Danny Zytkowicz. From left to right in the infield, Sam Sturman over at third, Jeremy Stranix at short, CJ Costales at second, and Ryan McGee at first. Left to right in the outfield, Lucian Berger in left, Ryan Cassidy in center, and Jason Hankins in right. Just about ready for first pitch here as Cole Lombardo will lead things off. Lombardo 1 for 6 in the series so far. Takes that first pitch. Lombardo just graduated from Garnet Valley. He'll be heading to St. Bonnie's. He takes that one in for their first strike. He's faced Jimmy Boyle plenty of times from his time playing at Garnet Valley. Looked like to be a sinker, misses a little bit up and in. Of course, we got the height of Johnny Gonzalez blocking us at the plate here. But once he goes down, we can see it all right as Cole Lombardo starts this game off with a single to left. And former Delco League teammate of mine, Johnny Gonzalez. I've been giving him crap because I believe this is of our 5 or 6 playoff game streams. This is the 3rd time he's behind the plate and standing at about 6'8". He'll block a lot of that camera, but once he goes down for the pitch, it is all good. Elliott Dix, the batter here. He is 2 for 5 in the series so far. He's your designated hitter today. Dix is going to take that one outside. He spent a couple years playing college baseball over at Longwood in New Jersey before ending at the University of North Carolina. Was recruited to this team by longtime Wayne outfielder Alden Mathis as he pops that one in the air to left center field. Looks like Ryan Cassidy has a beat on that one for out number 1. Finish up on that. Dix was recruited to this team by Alden Mathis, one of the best players to play for Wayne in the last 10 or 20 years, but Alden is no longer playing, and Dix is stuck around. Bennett Cox, the batter, he's 0 for 5 in the series so far. Plays his college baseball for the first 2 years at Canisius, but we were recently told he will be transferring a little closer to home at LaSalle, who brought their program back last year. Cox is going to take that one a bit upstairs. Not sure if these guys ever faced each other in high school. I believe Bennett was a senior when Jimmy was a sophomore, so they could have crossed paths. Boyle fires that one over to first for the pickoff. Bennett Cox, Stephen Wells, Aiden Fry due up here for Wayne. That one misses a bit away. In Game 1, Gavin Serenelli threw 6 1/3 shutout innings and Ryan McWilliams closed it out to give Ridley the win. Bennett Cox fouls that one out of play. In Game 2, Luke Zimmerman went the distance for Wayne. There's 7 innings with 2 earned runs. Wayne scored a couple runs in the bottom of the 6th, a couple errors. I believe 3 errors in the bottom of the 6th. We did not broadcast that game. We were here for Game 1. Austin Havertine started for Wayne and throw over to first. It was close. I think a better throw might have had him. We have another Garnet Valley alum, Ryan McGee, over at first. Very young Haverford team. And then there's C.J. Costales over at second, who's been on this team for, by my count, at least a decade. Don't have the exact answer. It looks like that one might have gotten Bennett Cox. It took him a second. I think he was shaking that one off. It looked for a second like he didn't realize it hit him. 2 runners on here early for Stephen Wells. 1 for 7 in this series so far. Former league MVP, one of the best power hitters in the Delco League in the 2020 so far. Played a little for Chester to start off his career. Switched over to Wayne prior to the 2021 season where he won MVP and then won his first 2 championships in 22 and 23. That slider catches the outside part of the plate. That is Boyle's bread and butter. You'll see a lot to right-handed hitters where it'll start in and end up right down the chute. He starts that one in the middle and ends that one at the hands of Wells for a swing and a miss. So he'll start it outside. He'll start it down the middle. He can throw it in any count. He feels comfortable with it. Wells is able to spoil that one into the football field over at Ridley High School. Quick mound visit from Zajkowicz. First time Ridley has been in the playoffs in a couple seasons. Wayne, perennial powerhouse, looking for their 20th Delco League championship. They have 19 right now, which is 7 more than second place. Tinicum Air Conditioning Company with the dynasty in the 1970s. Slider, and Wells gets a lot of that one. Ranging back right field, looking up, and that one is gone. Jason Hankins ran out of room. Stephen Wells leaves the yard, and it's 3-0 Wayne early. Fifth home run of the year for Stephen Wells. First in the playoffs so far for the big lefty, and just like that, it is 3-0 early on here. A lot of the times with lefty hitters, you'll say, when they're going well, they're hitting the ball to left center. When Stephen Wells is going, right field. Every home run he hits is to right field. All of his power is to right field. He's as much of a dead pull hitter as you can ask. And I'll tell you what, it's not a small ballpark over here in Ridley. Aiden Fry fouls that one back. Well, nice early lead here for Blake Havertine before he even steps foot on the mound. I've been both playing and broadcasting games here at Ridley for the better part of the last 10 or 15 years. I don't think I've ever seen a ball leave the yard to right field. I know it has happened, me personally. I know Tate Davis apparently hit one into the other yard over here, which makes sense. This will be a first-round pick next year. Swing and a miss as Fry goes down on strikes, and Boyle's able to rebound. Over in the other Delco League semifinal matchup, my partner in crime for Delco baseball now, Ben Thorpe, getting the start on the mound for the Upper Darby Blue Sox. Low-key wish I was over there to see my guy, but I know he's going to hold things down. And starting for Aston Valley, Nate McBride, who is through a 1-2-3 first inning over there at Buggy. I'd imagine if Aston Valley were to win Game 3, we would probably be over there. As that ball is grounded over to shortstop and off the kneecap of Jeremy Strandix. That one took a bit of a weird hop as Danny Braslow reaches base. It's going to go down as an error. It took a little bit of a weird hop, but don't usually see too many off the kneecap of an infielder. Drew Van Horn will step in. He is 2 for 5 in this series so far. He played his high school baseball over at Garnet Valley, was the starting third baseman for the Misericordia National Champions when they won in 2024, I believe. That might have been, we'll say 2023. Let's see, he'll be a senior. 2024, we'll go 2024. Along with Brian Henry, who's a reliever here for Wayne. Van Horn takes that one a bit up and away. He can move all around the diamond. You'll see him play in the infield. You'll see him play in the outfield. Whatever is needed of him. Taking off and running to second is Braslow. The throw from Zajkovic. Looks like Braslow is able to stay on second base, so that'll go down as a stolen base. It'll be 2-1 here to Van Horn. It'll be Van Horn, Ben Milligan, then Matt Cain. Tries to challenge him upstairs. Van Horn fouls that one back. Runner on second. Wayne already leading 3-0. They're going to look to try and add another. Good speed with Danny Braslow over at second base. Pitch from Van Horn. Swing and a miss. He got him. Nasty slider there from Jimmy Boyle. But the damage early on has been done here. A 3-run home run by first baseman Stephen Wells puts Wayne ahead early. We'll head to the bottom of the first here at Ridley. We'll see if the Black Sox are able to respond. Back here for the bottom of the first, it'll be Blake Havertine starting on the mound here for Wayne. Blake is second on the team with 28 innings pitched this season, 29 strikeouts to 11 walks, and a 2.75 ERA. We'll get you the full starting lineup here for the Black Sox. Leading off in center field, Ryan Cassidy. Jimmy Boyle, the pitcher, he'll be hitting for himself, batting second, batting third. The shortstop, Jeremy Strandix. Jason Hankins, the right fielder, bats fourth. Lucian Berger bats fifth. Ryan McGee bats sixth as Ryan Cassidy takes down a little bit low. 7, 8, 9, Sam Sturman, CJ Costales, and Danny Zajkovic. Ryan Cassidy, a Haverford alum, 1 for 6 in the playoff, or excuse me, 1 for 6 in the series so far, and he is down on strikes to get the night started for Blake Havertine, who, along with his twin brother Radner, just graduated from, or excuse me, his twin brother Austin Havertine just graduated from Radner. Got ahead of myself there. Blake will be heading to Franklin and Marshall College in Lancaster to continue his baseball career in just a couple weeks. First pitch to Jimmy Boyle, a little outside. Boyle will be hitting for himself out of the pitcher spot, so if he comes out of the game, he can stay in the game as a designated hitter. He's 2 for 7 in this series so far. He's going to take another one, that one a little low. Nobody has really been too dominant on the Ridley side of things. The only player with 2 hits in this lineup today is Sam Sturman. As mentioned, Shane Durkin is in Ireland for the rest of the playoffs. Looks like Havertine just misses that one. In Game 1, Austin Havertine started, and things were going well through 3 innings, but 4 runs in the 4th inning ended his night. Boyle taking that one all the way, and that one looks to be a bit outside for ball 4, so it'll be a 1-out base runner here for Ridley. I believe we will have a courtesy runner, I would have to imagine. Looks like, unless Boyle on the mound is going to run for himself, which it looks like that is the case, surprisingly. I feel like a lot of time you'll see the pitcher or catcher get ran for here, but not the case at the moment as Jeremy Stranik strolls in. He's 1 for 7 in this series. He takes an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. He played his high school baseball right here on this field at Ridley and now plays over at DeSales. Chops that one foul down the third base line. Pitch here to Stranix. That one's punched into right field for a base hit. Jimmy Boyle will have to hold up at second base. Good swing there by Stranix. I'm sure Havertine would like that one back. Jason Hankins will step into the box here. He's 1 for 6 in this series. Played his high school baseball over at Chichester, now staying in Delco at Penn State Brandywine. He has the power to tie this game up with one swing of the bat here. Ridley could certainly use one, and a big hack on the first pitch. Looked like he was trying to do just that. Hankins had a big series against Drexel Hill in the first round. A couple knocks to knock out the Ducks in Game 2. Hankins is going to see that slider go outside. His brother Josh, a longtime Delco leaguer as well, and Gonzaga baseball alum. Watches that one away. Not sure who could be in relief here for Wayne. I have not seen Tommy Bradley yet in this series. Not sure if he's here tonight. Haven't seen him yet. Sometimes for these relievers that get off work, they can just show up a little late. They're not going in right on time. Hankins is going to chop that one back to Havertine. Havertine's going to take his time, flip it over to Wells at first for out number 2. That'll bring in Lucian Berger, who's arguably been the most consistent hitter on this Black Sox team all season. He missed the first round as he was coaching the Broomall Newtown 14s. They'll be heading to the World Series in, I believe, a couple days, I think early August. So he's here for the rest of this series. Not sure if he'd be here for the finals. Depends when it starts. But he's 1 for 4 with 2 walks in this series. And Marple Newtown alum, played a year of Division I baseball at Fairfield, now over at Lebanon Valley College. He dealt with some injuries, but finally back healthy. He takes that one at the knees for a called strike. The Ridley dugout doesn't seem to like it. Ryan McGee would be next up, should Berger reach base. Shoots that one off the side of the fence and quickly down 0-2. With the open base here, Havertine just going right after him. Oh, 0-2 pitch to Lucian Berger. Just misses that one a bit low. I think Havertine pretty happy about where he put that one. Good take there by Berger. Pitch to Lucian Berger. Matt Cain able to keep that one in front, but good job by Berger to fight all the way back to 3-2. And you wonder if, with the open base here, we'll see how cautious Havertine is. Ryan McGee has been one of the better hitters for Ridley this summer. Pitch to Berger. That one line into right field. That'll be a base hit. Jimmy Boyle will score easily. Jeremy Strandik's rounding third. The throw to the plate will be cut off. And a huge hit by Lucian Berger to give Ridley some life. It is now 3-2, Wayne. It's a big swing there by Berger, just for the mental side of, you go down 3-0 in the top of the first on your home field against a team that, the success that Wayne's had in this league over the past 30 years or so, and to be able to just get some life back, knock those 2 runs in, and, for Ridley's sake, they're hoping they're not done. It's the first pitch to Ryan McGee. It's grounded over to Danny Braslow and fired to first for out number 3, but Lucian Berger's 2-run single has gotten Ridley back in this game. We'll head to the top of the second, Wayne leading 3-2. Back here for the top of the second inning. It'll be Ben Milligan leading things off for Wayne. He's 1 for 4 in the series so far. Takes that one for a strike. Ben is a Strathaven alum. He was a member of the 2023 state runner-ups. Now he plays his college baseball over at Dickinson. Big swing and a miss. Quickly down 0-2 here to Jimmy Boyle. Misses that one away. It'll be Ben Milligan, Matt Cain, and then back to the top of the order in Cole Lombardo. That one catches the outside corner for strike number 1. Milligan goes down looking for out number 1. That is the third strikeout of the game for Jimmy Boyle. Matt Cain, the battery's had a good series so far. 2 for 4. He also has 2 walks. Had a go-ahead 2-run single in the bottom of the 6th in Monday's Game 2. An error allowed a 3rd run to score, so that cleared the bases. A nice slider in there for a strike. Matt Cain, another Strathaven alum on this team. Not shocking with Strathaven manager Brian Feely running this Wayne team. Cain's going to line that one over to second. CJ Costales fields it on a hop, fires over to first for out number 2. Back to the top of the order for Cole Lombardo. He started this game off with a single to left. Cole now 2 for 7 in the series. After a great career, a 4-year starter at Garnet Valley, he will be heading to St. Bonnie's in New York. First pitch he's going to take in there for a strike. And as mentioned during his first at-bat, these guys have faced off plenty of times in the Garnet Valley-Haverford games. They've played each other 8 times over the last 2 years, and that one's going to be looped into right field. That'll be a base hit. Second hit of the day for Cole Lombardo. These guys both four-year starters, Boyle and Lombardo, for their respective high school teams, so they've seen plenty of each other. Elliott Dix, the batter, he flew out to center field in his first at-bat. It'll be Dix, then Cox, then Wells to round out the second inning here. Lombardo's going to take off. Pitch is going to be inside, throw by Zajkowicz, not in time. That'll be a stolen base for Cole Lombardo, and I believe that was a ball on the pitch. Running scoring position here for Elliott Dix, who's 2 for 6 in this series. He takes a slider. That one's going to get away, and that one is going to allow Lombardo to get to third. 2 balls to Dix. That slider is going to hit him. Looks like right off the right arm, perhaps, of Elliott Dix for the second hit-by pitch of the game. Well, Bennett Cox has a great opportunity here. We'll see if Elliott Dix is going to attempt to steal second to get in scoring position. Bennett Cox 0 for 5 with a hit-by pitch, and that one got him again. Third hit by pitch of the game, second in a row here, and this is a scary situation here for Ridley. Bases loaded for Stephen Wells, who homered in his first at-bat, and there's nowhere to put him now. You already know that he's able to see the slider. The slider is what he homered off of, and not really able to sneak too many fastballs by him, so you got to hope he makes a mistake. Big spot in this game here. 2 outs, bases loaded, top of the second. First pitch to Wells. He's going to take that one a bit low. Over in our other semifinal game, Aston Valley has taken a 2-0 lead early. Wells will call time. Got a couple doubles. Icon Jones, Andrew Furco, and then a Troy Neff sac fly. Pitch to Wells. He's going to pop that one. That's going to go out of play down the third base line. It might hit the lights over there at the football field. Not quite. But it took a wicked hop, and it looks like it's going to go on the turf over there. Count even 1-1 here. Aiden Fry, Danny Braslow, and Drew Van Horn up next. Wells is going to foul that one back. Big pitch here for Jimmy Boyle. The pitch to Wells, he smokes that one off the dugout. Seems like he's seen that slider pretty well. I know Boyle throws a changeup occasionally. It's something he might want to bring out in this at-bat. Stephen Wells, former professional baseball player. Spent a couple years playing independent baseball, both in California and Michigan. Pitch, that one's going to be up and away. One of a couple former professional baseball players in the league, Kevin McGovern and Chris Rollins over at Upper Darby. Aston Valley had a pitcher, Tyler August, who was drafted. So, I guess a future professional player, and good at bat by Wells to stay alive. Johnny Gonzalez throwing about 95 back to the mound. Bases remain loaded. Cole Lombardo on third. Elliott Dix on second. Bennett Cox on first. Swing and a miss. Looked like that might have been the changeup from Jimmy Boyle. A huge pitch to get out of this inning unharmed. We'll head to the bottom of the second here at Ridley, with Wayne still leading 3-2. Back here for the bottom of the second inning, it'll be Sam Sturman, C.J. Costales, and Danny Zykowitz. Sturman 2 for 6. He had 2 hits back in game 1. First pitch misses just low and away, and Havertine going for those corners, not quite getting them. We're being eaten alive by bugs here behind the plate. That one going to be in there for a strike. Havertine able to catch the corner this time. Perfect pitch once again right there for Sam Sturman, who was another member of the Haverford High School team that went 31-1 in the Central League the last 2 years. He'll be heading to Lackawanna, which at the time of his commitment was a JUCO, but is now a Division II program. He tomahawks that one over to shortstop. Surprised he was even able to catch up to that one, but right over to Cole Lombardo at short for out number 1. Let us know, anyone in the comments, former Delco Leaguers, anyone that has played in the Delco League playoffs. As the first pitch to C.J. Costales in there for a strike. I feel like it's a league where, bringing myself back into the picture here in the social media department of the website, trying to kind of bring back the league history. It's the oldest semi-professional baseball league in America. C.J. Costales grounds that one over to Cole Lombardo at short, who fires over to Stephen Wells for out number 2. 1908. Was the first year of Delco League baseball. It was once rumored that Babe Ruth, when he was in contract disputes with the Red Sox, threatened to leave and play in the Delco League. Fun fact. Apparently, Babe Ruth also had a car accident in Delco one time. So, plenty of history of the league. I've seen some old stories about the league that I'm going to hopefully try and highlight, maybe a little bit more in the off season. First pitch to Danny Zykowitz. This is his first appearance of the playoffs. He's a catcher that played his high school baseball at Westchester East. He'll be heading to Lycoming as he fouls that one back. Only years that the Delco League did not have a championship. We'll start off with 1918. That was during World War I. And I believe another one during a war. 1933, Great Depression. I believe that's the other reason. So that one's in the dirt. I remember during the 2020 COVID season, I was at the time on the Springfield Colonials, and they're making a point that we were playing that summer because the only 2 years that did not happen were World War I and Great Depression. So that one's going to be grounded over to first base. Stephen Wells gets down on a knee, flips it over to Blake Havertine for the final out. It's a 1-2-3 inning here for Havertine. So we'll head to the top of the third here at Ridley High School. Wayne still holding on to a 3-2 lead. First pitch here to Aiden Fry. He's going to lift that one in the air to right field. It's going to be over the head of Jason Hankins. Fry is going to pull into second base. He's thinking 3, but he's going to hold off at second base for a leadoff double. Didn't even get to tell you too much about Aiden Fry. He plays his college baseball over at St. John's. Danny Braslow, the batter here. He is 0 for 8 in the series so far, but was one of the best hitters for Wayne during the regular season. Just finished up at Shipley. He will be heading to Quinnipiac Division I program, I believe up in Connecticut. He's going to square to bunt. He's going to try to bunt. Looks like he pulled it back. Braslow's going to take that one in the outside corner. And Braslow, a big part of Shipley winning back-to-back Friends League championships. If I recall correctly, they took down Westtown in the championship this year. He's going to take that one away. Took down, I think, Friends Central the year before. Typically Shipley, Friends Central, and the occasional Westtown appearance as well. Drew Van Horn waits on deck, and we'll see if Braslow is going to try and get the bunt down, or if he's fine just swinging away. Well, he is swinging away, and a great slider there from Boyle. Braslow reached on an error his first time up. That one goes a little bit too outside on the slider. Full count here to Braslow with Drew Van Horn, Ben Milligan, and Matt Cain due up. 7, 8, 9 coming up next year. Delco League has certainly got a lot younger. At least when I joined the league in college, it was a very adult-heavy lead as Braslow down on strikes for the first out of the inning. It was mostly older college players or adults. I think COVID really put a lot of guys into retirement as the league just kept getting younger and younger. At the end of the day, I would say still a college league, but you'll see a ton of players just finishing up their high school career. I mean, in this game alone, Cole Lombardo just graduated. Danny Braslow just graduated. Jimmy Boyle, Ryan McGee, Sam Sturman, Danny Zykowitz. A lot of guys who are heading into their freshman. Well, Havertine, of course, on the mound. Both Havertines. Wonder which one's older. Got it? I mean, one of them's got to be, right? Drew Van Horn, the batter. He is 2 for 6 in the series. Fouls that one back out of play. As former Springfield Colonials head coach Steve Traynor just texted me, the COVID Colonials were elite. That was a very good Springfield Colonials team. Pitch to Van Horn in the dirt. Fry will be able to advance to third. Unfortunately, we ran into a Narberth Mudcats team where both pitchers we faced in the playoffs got drafted eventually. Chris Clark out of the Haverford School and Tommy Kane out of O'Hara. I believe those were the 2 starting pitchers. They at least appeared at some point, so that wasn't fun. Wayne, I think, had 8 either future or at the time current minor leaguers because all the leagues were shut down, so that was some elite baseball. On a normal year, though, those Colonials were good as Drew Van Horn hits that one in the air. Shallow center field. That one's going to drop. Aiden Fry had to watch for it to drop. It's going to be a very close play at the plate, but Fry is going to slide in safely, and Wayne extends their lead to 4-2. That was a bit of an odd one. Fry had to wait for it to fall. It was a good play by Stranix to kind of turn around and fire. Either way, Wayne now leads this one 4-2. Still just 1 out in the inning with good speed and Drew Van Horn on first base. Back-to-back former Strathaven Panthers to round out the lineup. Ben Milligan, Matt Cain. Then back to the top of the order. Milligan 1 for 5 in this series. Going to take that one down the chute for a strike. Milligan struck out looking his first time up. Part of a great trio of brothers. His older brother Sam was a great baseball and football player at Strathaven. Now plays football over at Bucknell. One of the better receivers in the Patriot League for my money, and his younger brother Zach was a first-team All-Delco selection as Ben slams that one into left field for the third hit of the inning for Wayne. Keep wanting to say the Panthers with all these Strathaven players in the black and white, but Wayne does not have a team name. Sometimes known within the dugout as the Wayne Train, but not an official team name. Wayne Baseball Team, whatever you want to call them. Along with Chester, both do not have a team name. Ridley Black Sox, Drexel Hill Ducks, Upper Darby Blue Sox, Aston Valley Knights, Narberth Outsiders, Springfield Pirates, a new addition to the league this year. First pitch to Matt Cain's going to be a slider, that one a bit low. Cain's going to take that one on the outside corner for a strike. Cole Lombardo due up next, who was 2 for 2 with 2 singles tonight. So I think if you're Cain, obviously you'd love to get a hit here, but looks like that slider, I think it even fooled Zeitkowitz a little bit how much bite it had. I think if you're Cain, you at least want to get these runners over to second and third. That one going to be in the dirt. Zeitkowitz knocks down a great read from Drew Van Horn to advance over to third. Ben Milligan stays at first. I think Van Horn just read that one perfectly, and Zeitkowitz was not able to pull the trigger, so it'll be first and third. Pitch to Matt Cain is going to be chopped foul down the first base line. It's true, the COVID Wayne team was something else. They had Billy Corcoran, now pitching AAA for the Diamondbacks, Chris Newell in the minors with the Dodgers, Alden Mathis, who was drafted and ended up staying to go to Clemson, Stephen Wells, and, of course, out of all that, Luke Mutz was the MVP of the league that year. Go figure. That one's going to hit Cain. That's going to be the fourth hit by pitch of the day. Matt Cain a little shaken up by that one. Not sure where exactly it got him, but clearly not the elbow guard. And Brian Feely, coach for Wayne, will call in Jake McDonough to be the courtesy runner here. Bases will be loaded with just one out here, back for the top of the order. Great job by the bottom of the order for Wayne. Single hit by pitch to load up the bases. Well, Cole Lombardo already has singled twice today, one in between short and third, one into right center. Big opportunity for him here. He takes a slider just a bit outside to really try and blow this thing open. Very rare Jimmy Boyle to be this all over the place. 4 hit by pitches. I would argue that in his high school career, he probably didn't even have that many. That one's going to be at the knees for a strike. Once you get to the Delco League, you're seeing a lot more college hitters. You're seeing smarter hitters, and you have to kind of change your approach up a little bit. Pitch to Lombardo. That one foul tipped back. Boyle was able to escape a bases-loaded jam in the second. We'll see if he's able to do it again in the third. One run has already came across on the Drew Van Horn single. Lombardo spoils that one. Infield playing in at the corners. It's Sturman at third, and it's McGee at first. But up the middle, trying to go for the double play. Lombardo's got good speed. It's pretty difficult to double him off. Here's the pitch. Again, spoils that one. Boyle, the most valuable player in the high school level for Delaware County this year. Lombardo, the defensive player of the year, but he's showing it off with the bat. Obviously still a great hitter. Pitch to Lombardo. Again, spoils, and the pitch count has to be starting to get up there a little bit for Boyle. Pitch to Lombardo again. Another foul tip by Lombardo to stay alive, trying to get the pitch that he's looking for here. Some smiles between these guys. As mentioned, they've certainly had their fair share of battles. Count remains full. 1-2. I heard Johnny Gonzalez say 3-2, and I was a little thrown off. I'm like, hold on. That's what I get for trusting Johnny Gonzalez over there. Pitch Lombardo again fouls it off, and you know what? Gonzalez, after his heroic performance to win me a Delco League championship back in 2021 with Upper Darby, he can do whatever he wants. On paper, technically, I've won 3, but I missed the entire season in 2022 when I switched to Wayne and broke my ankle, and then 2023 I appeared in 1 playoff game. That one I'll say counts. Pitch to Lombardo just a bit low. Now it'll be a 2-2, I guess. The game changer, it said 2-2 already. Either way, Jimmy Boyle at 70 pitches here. Blake Havertine at 32 through 2 innings. Full count pitch to Lombardo, swing and a miss, and it looked like that was the changeup, which has been a big strikeout pitch for him so far today. As mentioned, he hasn't really needed to throw that too much at the high school level. It's the fastball and slider have been working for him, but it seems like he's confident throwing it to get these strikeouts. Strikeout number 5 on the day. That'll bring in Elliott Dix. First pitch just a bit inside. Elliott Dix has flown out to center. He's also been hit by a pitch. That was going to be a bit inside. And one thing you'll notice from Delco League games compared to high school games, it's a lot quieter. Dugouts aren't really cheering or loud like you would be at the high school games trying to rattle the other pitcher. It's very calm. Dix is going to take that one up and away, and maybe once you get late in the finals or in a rally late in an inning, you'll start to hear it more. But it's almost relaxing compared to high school where everything's so high pressure. That was going to be there for a strike as Elliott Dix looked like he was taken all the way, but now still in a hitter's count, bases loaded, 2 outs, and Wayne will think about these last 2 innings if they're not able to score here, leaving the bases loaded. The pitch to Dix, that one's going to be hit down the left field line, and it's going to be caught for out number 3. Well, Wayne's able to get 1 on the board from the RBI single from Drew Van Horn, but for the second consecutive inning, they strand the bases loaded. We'll see if that one comes back to bite them as we head to the bottom of the 3rd here at Ridley with Wayne leading 4-2. Back to the top of the order here for Ridley to lead off the 3rd inning. It'll be Ryan Cassidy, Jimmy Boyle, and Jeremy Strandix. Ryan Cassidy struck out swinging his first time up. Squares the bunt, pulls it back for a strike. Cassidy's going to chop that one back to Blake Havertine, who tosses over to first for out number 1. Nice and easy. Jimmy Boyle, the batter, he walked his first time up. He's going to take an offbeat pitch in there for a strike, and not really sure about who's next. It looks like Ryan McWilliams starting to warm up a bit for Ridley or get loose. I can't tell if that's him from here, and that one's also in there for a strike. Would make sense. He only threw a couple, maybe an inning, I think 2/3 of an inning on Sunday. Pitch to Boyle is going to ground that one over to second for Danny Braslow, who's going to field it cleanly. Fire over to first for a quick second out. Be up to Jeremy Strandix to keep this inning alive, who singled back in the first. Is Ryan McWilliams started to stretch a little bit over there, but very, very slowly. And I imagine Boyle is at the very least out there for the top of the 4th. Strandix is going to ground that one over to second base. Danny Braslow charges, fires to first, and a very quick 1-2-3 inning for Blake Havertine, who's kept his pitch count very under control here. Led to the top of the 4th at Ridley, and when we return with Wayne leading 4-2. Back here for the top of the 4th will be Bennett Cox, Stephen Wells, and Aiden Fry. First pitch there catches the inside part of the plate. That one's going to just miss the inside part of the plate. Ryan McWilliams starting to get the bands going a little bit more over there, so could see this being the last inning for Boyle, especially with the pitch count getting close to 80. Cox is going to kind of inside out that one over to C.J. Costales, who fires over to first base for out number 1. Stephen Wells steps into the plate. He really got this game going with a 3-run homer back in the top of the 1st. That one's going to miss a bit inside. Boyle currently at 79 pitches here in the top of the 4th. As he misses low on that one again. Blake Havertine at just 39 pitches through 3 innings. Finally is able to catch that inside corner for a strike. Over at Buggy Field at Sun Valley, Aston Valley still leading 2-0. Nate McBride through 3 1/3 no-hit innings with a walk and 2 strikeouts. That was going to be a bit low. That'll be ball 4 to Stephen Wells. I thought that was ball 3. Apparently not. Ben Thorpe has thrown 3 innings with 2 earned runs for Upper Darby, but Nate McBride has been on his game so far today. First pitch there to Aiden Fry's in their first strike. He's struck out swinging, but also doubled to right field. He was a little late to join Wayne this season as his St. John's Johnny's made a deep run. I wouldn't say too deep of a run, but deep of a run for St. John's. Remember talking to Coach Brian Feely, asked him about the lineup. He said, well, once we get Aiden Fry, he said, we'll be looking pretty good. And I said, where's he at right now? He said, well, he's playing Florida State right now. And we checked the box score of that game. Ended up winning that regional against Florida State before falling in both games to Alabama in the Super Regional. So a little different playing here at Ridley High School as opposed to playing in Alabama and Florida State. He's going to smoke that one over to short. Jeremy Stranix fields it to CJ Costales, who throws over to first, is not able to be dug out at first base. It'll go down as a fielder's choice. That ball was hit on the screws, just right into the ground. Now to be Aiden Fry over at first base, and Danny Brazo, the batter. He's been struggling in the playoffs so far, 0 for 9, but as mentioned, one of the better hitters for Wayne all regular season. That one misses a bit away. Big hack from Brazo as Boyle blows it by him. Nothing doing on that throw over to first, and we don't see at the moment Ryan McWilliams. Looks like Boyle, regardless of what happens, will probably give his about 100 pitches or so as Fry's going to take off, and I don't think anyone on Ridley really noticed. At least none of the infielders really noticed. Looked like Zykowitz was going to kind of look to throw, but nobody was really there. It was a bit of a delayed steal. Smart base running by Fry. Pitch catches the outside corner to Braslow. Perfect spot there. Drew Van Horn, Ben Milligan, Matt Cain due up next. Pitch to Braslow. Boyle tries to get him to chase upstairs, but he takes. Pitch to Braslow. Hits that one down the right field line. It looks like it's going to be tailing foul as Jason Hankins not quite able to get over there. Congrats to former Delco League catcher Mark Quattrani for the Drexel Hill Ducks, who officially signed his contract with the San Diego Padres after being drafted in the, I want to say, 18th round. So a couple former Delco Leaguers. Mike Anderson signed with the Rangers. He was a former Duck and Narberth Mudcat, same franchise. And then Tyler August, who played this summer for Aston Valley, was drafted in the 16th round. And Danny Brazel will work a walk. First and second here with 2 outs for Drew Van Horn. Back here, Drew Van Horn will be the hitter. He knocked in the 4th run of the game for Wayne with a base hit back in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2 on the day and 3 for 7 in the series. First pitch to him is on the inside corner. Slider, and Van Horn chops that one foul into his feet. Wayne has certainly been getting base runners on, and of course they've pushed 4 across, but they've left the bases loaded twice and have first and second here with 2 outs. So you can say for as well as they've been able to get guys on base, they're still leaving some meat on the bone. And in a 2-run game with the bottom of the 7th being Ridley's at bat, that could come into play as the pitch to Van Horn, changeup that breaks his bat, and Ryan McGee will take that one over to first for the 3rd and final out. And once again, Wayne strands a couple of base runners here. Jimmy Boyle battling, doesn't have his best stuff, but is still keeping his team in the game. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th here at Ridley with Wayne leading this one 4-2. Back here for the bottom of the 4th, it'll be Jason Hankins, Lucian Berger, and Ryan McGee. First pitch to Hankins is going to be lined right to Cole Lombardo for out number 1. And Blake Havertine continues this trend of early outs or early counts resulting in outs. It's just a 7-pitch inning last time. That was just his 40th pitch of the game. Meanwhile, Jimmy Boyle at 97 pitches. Looks like his day will probably be done. Ryan McWilliams starting to ramp up a little bit. Lucian Berger, the batter. He's 2 for 5 with 2 walks in the series. Pitch perfectly painted on the outside corner for Havertine. And you'll see both of these Havertine kids, they love to try and paint that zone. Get on the corners, inside, outside, doesn't matter. Big swing and a miss from Berger, who is quickly down 0-2. Havertine tries to get Berger to chase that one, but he leaves it up. Berger's single back in the first inning gave Ridley their 2 runs so far today. That one's going to be grounded over to second base to Danny Braslow. Backhands it, steps, fires to first. Dug out by Stephen Wells, but not in time. Hustling all the way, Lucian Berger beats out an infield single. Pretty close over there at first. At the naked eye, I thought he was out, but I don't think it was enough that either side. You didn't really hear too much complaining from the Wayne dugout, and they're right in front of it. So pretty bang-bang play over there. One way or another, it'll be a 1-out single for Lucian Berger, and that'll bring up Ryan McGee. Also, nice play by Danny Braslow up the middle to backhand and set his feet, get over to first. Ryan McGee is 1 for 4 in the series so far. Grounded out to second his first time up. He checks his swing. Don't believe he went. Wayne dugout not thrilled with the non-strike call on the swing. Ryan McGee's going to chop that one foul off the first base fence. Following McGee, it'll be Sam Sturman, C.J. Costales, and Danny Zykowitz. That one, the Durka job by Matt Cain to block that one. Keep Lucian Berger over at first base. right on the outside corner, and Blake Havertine just going after these guys with his fastball. Pitch to McGee. That one inside outed. Kind of no man's land over there in left field. That'll drop for a base hit. Lucian Berger read it well. He will get over to second base. Back-to-back one-out singles here for Ridley. That one, the definition of no man's land there. Kind of dropped in between left field, shortstop, and third base. Sam Sturman, the batter. We're still wearing the Haverford red stripe pants. One of the few no batting gloves guys still left in the league, and something about the no batting glove look with the wood bat just works. Looks like a quick mound visit here from Matt Cain. Really the first trouble Blake Havertine's had since back in the first inning. Well, Sam Sturman is 2 for 7 in the series so far. He had 2 hits in game 1. One of those being a double off the right field wall. First pitch, a big hack, and fouls that one back. Sturman again ready to swing. He chops that one back. Time here. We have a squirrel right behind the plate who's made it through the fence and is quite literally just standing and watching. He's on his hind legs. He's just watching the game. Never seen anything like it. He's getting closer and closer to the field. Pitch to Sturman. He fouls that one back. Reminds me back in 2011 when the Phillies lost to the Cardinals in the NLDS. They had a rally squirrel that ran on the field, and ever since that moment, this girl's got the best seat in the he's got the best seat in the house. He might end up on the field. He's getting closer. Either way, pitch to Sam Sturman here. That one's going to be away. After getting quickly down 0-2, Sam Sturman still battling here. Pitch to Sturman, that one away. Pitch to Sturman, that one's going to be smacked up the middle, a base hit. Lucian Berger will score. The throw will go into second base. It's 4-3, Wayne leading. Great swing by Sam Sturman. Great battle after going down in the count 0-2 to just keep battling and get a good pitch to hit. That'll bring in C.J. Costales, a second baseman. He's 0 for 7 in the series. He grounded out to short his first time up, but he has the opportunity to potentially tie this game up here. Ryan McGee now on second with Sam Sturman on first. Aussie pitch in there for a strike to get things going to Costales. Costales has ground that one over to short. Colombardo flips to second for 1, over to first. And Stephen Wells able to knock it down, but not able to get the out. I think Wayne will overall be happy about that. Not the best throw over there on the turn, but Wells able to knock it down and prevent the run from scoring to tie. Looks like we got a pinch hitter here for Zykowitz. It's going to be Tom Carey, who coaches high school baseball here at Ridley. First pitch, he's going to take that one upstairs, and not sure what the plan. It looks like, I know I saw Ridley catcher Jaden Davis here earlier. Perhaps he's going to go behind the plate because that'll do it for Zykowitz here. Tom Carey, who coaches a bunch of players on this team, big swing and a miss. Now gets to play alongside of these guys, and this season so far, Carey hitting .300 in his 20 plate appearances this year. 6 for 20. Carey usually used as a pinch hitter. Pitch is going to smack that one down the right field line. That one's going to be tailing, and that one's going to be a fair ball. Ryan McGee is going to score. CJ Costales is rounding third. They're going to wave him. The throw to the plate. There will be no throw, and Ridley has taken the lead. Tom Carey off the bench with a 2-run triple down the right field line, and it's 5-4 Ridley. What a decision by Nick Tacombe to put in Tom Carey, and he pays off with a 2-run triple. Well, this game is quickly flipped after Blake Havertine had been dealing the last 2 innings. Ryan Cassidy will be the batter here, looking to get this 6th run in. First pitch, Cassidy in there for a strike. I believe I see Gavin Glass in the Wayne dugout. I'd imagine he's next up. I thought he was going to start originally for this game. 5-4, Ridley now leading. A pinch hit, 2-run triple from Tom Carey. If Ridley wins this game, we might have to interview him after and ask when was his last triple, but he hit it perfectly down the right field line. Looks like he's being pinch ran for, so perfect day here for Tom Carey. He goes in, hits a go-ahead triple, and comes out of the game. It'll be Jaden Davis. That one's going to be outside, which makes sense because Jaden Davis will be coming in to catch for Zykowitz, I would have to imagine, so that tracks. Pitch to Cassidy. That one's going to be low, and 3-1 pitch coming here, and Ridley would really love to get this 6th run in. That one away, and I believe now it is 3-1. I believe I thought I heard Gonzalez say 3-1. I think he's just been feeding us the wrong count all day. Make sure we're paying attention. Clearly, we're not enough. Havertine goes to the 3-1 off-speed pitch, and Cassidy takes that one in there for a strike. Now full count. Jimmy Boyle, Jeremy Stranix, and Jason Hankins waiting on deck. Ball 4, he walked him. And it's good speed on the bases with Ryan Cassidy as well. Would not be surprised at all to see him take off for second. Jimmy Boyle, the batter, and he has walked and grounded out to second today. Quick mound visit here from Brian Feely. We'll take a quick break. Back here in the bottom of the fourth, Cole Peichel taking over on the mound for Wayne in 23 innings this summer. He has a 2.13 ERA, 23 strikeouts to 8 walks. A former All-Delco Baseball Player of the Year back in 2021 with Strathaven. He had a nice career over at Dickinson. Out of college now. Cole's trying to put out the fire here as Ridley has scored 3 runs in the inning. Single by Sam Sturman and then a 2-run triple by Tom Carey off the bench. Jaden Davis over on third base. Ryan Cassidy reached on a walk, so he's at first. First pitch from Peichel in the dirt. See if Boyle is able to, see if Cassidy's going to steal second to put 2 runners in scoring position for Boyle. That one's going to be in the dirt. Got some great baseball on this field right now and great baseball on the other side. And selfishly rooting, not rooting against my good friend and co-host Ben Thorpe, but just rooting for more series to go deeper. No one wants to see a sweep. It's still 2-0 Aston Valley. Ben Thorpe still pitching. That ball's upstairs, ball 4. Walk for Boyle to load up the bases. Still 2-0, but Upper Darby with first and second, 1 out off of Nate McBride in the top of the 5th. So we'll see if they're able to get back in that game. But right here, right now, Jeremy Stranik's the 9th player to come to the plate here for Ridley in the inning. 1 for 8 in the series so far. Big opportunity here. First pitch is down low. Ridley would certainly like to add a couple more on here. Regardless of what happens tonight, Game 4 will be here tomorrow night. I believe that is now 6 in a row for Peichel to start off his outing. Pitch to Stranik's out in there for a strike. He's got a single and a ground out to second tonight. So I might have said 1 for 9. He's 2 for 9 in the series. Pitch, that ball's hit well into the left center field gap. It looks like it's going to be over the head of Bennett Cox in center field. That might clear the bases. 1 run is in. Ryan Cassidy is in. Jimmy Boyle is in. It's a 3-run double for Jeremy Stranik to blow this game open. It's now 8-4. That ball was tattooed over Bennett Cox's head in center field. And what an inning here for Ridley. 6 runs on the board, and they're not done yet. Jason Hankins will bat for the 2nd time this inning. He led off the inning by lining out to shortstop. It's a very quiet Wayne dugout over there. Pitch from Peichel. That one's in the dirt. Just feels like Ridley is playing with more energy right now. Hankins tries to check his swing. They said he did. Count now even 1-1 with Jeremy Stranik still on second base. Stranik pops that one. That one's going to be foul over the first base dugout. Now, interesting question for Wayne manager Brian Feely. Do you put in Gavin Glass in this game when it's now 8-4? I see Mark Garcia starting to get a little loose. Pitch here to Hankins. That one's going to be in the dirt. It's going to get away and allow Jeremy Stranik, who the whole dugout refers to as Erm. I guess Jeremy Erm. I guess that makes sense. I think Stranik is a cool enough last name. You can just call him that, but we'll go with Erm. Pitch to Jason Hankins. Again, he's going to foul that one back. Going to need some more baseballs here soon. Wayne might have to call Johnny Gonzalez in relief here. Swing and a miss. But 6 runs come across the board for Ridley. An RBI single from Sam Sturman, a 2-run triple from Tom Carey, and a 3-run double from Jeremy Stranix to put the icing on the cake as we head to the top of the 5th here at Ridley, with Ridley now leading 8-4. Back here for the top of the 5th at Ridley after 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ridley now leads at 8-4. New pitcher on the mound here for Ridley will be Ryan McWilliams in 17 1/3 inning pitch this summer. He has a 1.62 ERA, 16 strikeouts to 4 walks. He's a Radnor graduate, just finished his freshman year at Kenyon College, D3 program in Ohio. He closed out game 1 of the series. That was his lone action so far. Also appeared and threw 3 1/3 scoreless innings against Drexel Hill in the first round. So it's been all good for McWilliams so far. First pitch to Ben Milligan is upstairs. Ben Milligan has struck out looking and also singled. Punches that one. That'll be foul down the right field line. Milligan's going to put a good swing on that one into right field. It's going to be right to Jason Hankins for out number 1. Matt Cain, the batter here. It's been a good series so far for him. He's 2 for 5 with 2 walks and also a hit by pitch. Takes the first pitch there for a strike. Ryan McWilliams not going to necessarily blow you away with his velocity, but he's got a very good arsenal. He throws a splitter, which is usually his trademark pitch, and had a great career for Radnor. Was on their 2025 District 1 championship team, along with both the Havertines in this game. Looked like that was the splitter and missed just away. It's got the north-south movement of a curveball, but an east-west movement of a changeup, and it's lethal when located right. Cain's going to foul that one back. Matt Cain just finished up his sophomore year at Rowan. He was a redshirt freshman, so only 1 year of eligibility gone. Takes that one upstairs. Cain's going to get under that one, but foul it out of play into the football bleachers here at Ridley. We Cain then back to the top of the order. Cole Lombardo, Elliott Dixon, Bennett Cox. I believe if Aston Valley wins tonight to force a Game 4, we'll be heading to Buggy Field at Sun Valley tomorrow, as that one is up and away for ball 4, a 1-out walk to Matt Cain. But if Upper Darby is able to come back and win that game to sweep Aston Valley. We'll be back here for Game 4 tomorrow night, so we'll keep an eye on that. Upward Arby still scoreless through 5 innings. Aston Valley leads 2-0. Nate McBride has thrown 5 innings with just 2 hits allowed. Cole Lombardo here back to the top of the order for Wayne. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Singled in the first and second inning. Going to take that one in there for a strike. Now 3 for 9 in the series is the soon-to-be St. Bonnie's shortstop. Lombardo's going to ground that one over to C.J. Costales, who heads over to second, diving. He is safe. Courtesy runner, I can't quite see who that is from here, was able to slide into second base just before C.J. Costales was able to get there. Check who that courtesy runner is. I did not even notice because Matt Cain's got good speed. I didn't even notice he was lifted. Elliott Dix, the batter here. That is Jimmy Amplo pinch running, or courtesy running, I should say. First pitch is inside to Elliott Dix, who is 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Dix is going to chop that one up the first base line. Mick Williams is going to field it cleanly and fire over. I guess I shouldn't say fire, toss it over to Ryan McGee. Bennett Cox has been hit by 2 pitches tonight and also grounded out to second base, but a base hit here would score 2 runs for Wayne, get them back into this game. Slider in there for a strike. Open first base here with Stephen Wells on deck, and I know if you're Ridley, again, you don't want to take another chance. The base is loaded for Wells. Another slider in there for a strike, and we'll see if Ryan McWilliams triples down here. Oh, 2 pitch coming to Bennett Cox. Pops that one off the top of the cage. Bennett Cox has struggled this summer, but Wayne believes in what he can do, leaving him in the 3 spot here. Just pitch to Cox. Good take there. Ryan McWilliams still ahead 1-2, but 2 runners on base in scoring position with the heavy hitters up for Wayne. Pitch to Cox. Looked like that one might have been the splitter. Couldn't tell from this angle, but goes a bit inside. Pitch to Cox. He gets under that one. Hits in the air to shallow center field. Ryan Cassidy will make the catch on the run, and Ryan McWilliams strands 2 runners in scoring position here. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th here at Ridley High School. Ridley looking to extend onto their 8-4 lead, and we return. Back here for the bottom of the fifth, it'll be Lucian Berger, Ryan McGee, and Sam Sturman due up for Ridley. First pitch, Cole Peichel remains out there. As it looks like Wayne at this point potentially kind of trying to save their bullpen and know that they'll have to win 2 more games if they lose this one. Pitch to Berger in there for a strike. Off-speed pitch is going to be grounded over to second base. Danny Braslow has that one and tosses over to first for an easy out, number 1. Ryan McGee will step into the plate, and you might faintly hear the Ridley marching band practicing. We're getting close to football season over here. Ryan McGee now 2 for 5 in the series. He singled and grounded out to second today. That one misses just a bit on the inside corner. McGee's going to chop that one over to shortstop. Cole Lombardo fields that one on the run. Tosses over to first for out number 2. Nice second inning of work so far for Cole Peichel. And although the base runners that scored on the 3-run double from Jeremy Stranix were not all his, he's still partially responsible on the box score for that. Sam Sturman, the batter, and his RBI single cut Wayne's lead from 4-2 to 4-3. He takes a slider in there for a strike. Another great pitch there from Peichel, paints the inside corner. Sturman calls time here to reset. Sturman sees that one in the dirt. Swing and a miss. And a 1-2-3 inning for Cole Peichel here in the bottom of the fifth. Wayne needs to get a little bit of offense going as they trail this one 8-4, but they got 4, 5, 6 coming up when we return. Back here for the top of the sixth, and Wayne's got some work to do after that six-run bottom of the fourth for Ridley. They trailed this one 8-4. Stephen Wells, the batter, he's homered. A 3-run homer back in the first. He struck out swinging. He's also walked. He's going to take a splitter from McWilliams low and away. Stephen Wells, Aiden Fry, and Danny Braslow due up here. Wells hits that one a mile in the air, but that one looks like it's going to stay in the park this time. Jason Hankins down the right field line will make the catch for out number 1. Wells just got under that one. First pitch there to Aiden Fry, a slider in there for a strike. Fry 1 for 3 tonight. He struck out swinging in the first, doubled in the third, and reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. McWilliams hunting the inside corner. That one ran just a bit inside. A good spot, though. Not getting beat there. Pitch to Fry. That one is grounded over to shortstop. Jeremy Stranix has it, fires over to first. A great play up the middle there by Jeremy Stranix for out number 2. Ryan McWilliams looking for a quick top of the 6th inning. First pitch to Danny Braslow in the dirt. Braslow 0 for 9 with a walk so far in this series. They're just hoping he can continue to just battle and try and show what he showed in the regular season. Big swing and a miss. Still a 2-0 game over at Sun Valley between Aston Valley and Upper Darby. Aston Valley 3 outs away from forcing a Game 4, which would send us over to Sun Valley for Game 4 on Thursday. Nate McBride has thrown 6 shutout innings so far for the Knights. That one on the outside corner to Danny Braslow. He doesn't agree with it. And from here, I thought it was a little bit out, but I also thought the pitch before was a strike. So could perhaps be evening things up. Braslow takes that one right on the corner for a called strike 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan McWilliams, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th with Ridley looking to continue adding on to their 8-4 lead, and we return. We got a pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be John Tian batting for Ridley, and assuming he will stay in to play second base for C.J. Costales' spot. First pitch, Tian swinging and missing here. Tian, a college teammate of Lucian Berger over at Lebanon Valley College. He also played his high school baseball right here on this field for Ridley. Takes that one in there for a strike. Quickly down 0-2, but has good speed if he's able to get on base. And we'll have back-to-back Ridley baseball. I guess I should say one alum and one current player as Jaden Davis will bat next. And Tian gets under that one, hits it down the left field line. Looks like it will be playable and will drop in for a base hit. And it looks like nobody's covering third. John Tian's going to hustle over to third. The throw, and he is out. Cole Peichel able to come over from the mound. Aggressive base running from John Tian, but with a 4-run lead, you can afford to be a little bit aggressive. And I believe it'll go down as a double in the books because it kind of landed in no man's land. But then Cole Peichel able to beat Tian over to third base, so it'll be a bizarre out number 1, but an out number 1. Jaden Davis, the batter here. He will be heading into his senior year right on this field at Ridley. Hitting .250 in his 23 plate appearances for the Black Sox, for the Black Sox, and that one's on the outside corner for a strike. He went in to catch after Tom Carey pinch hit for Danny Zykowitz. And if this result holds, I think Tom Carey might be your player of the game. Come off the bench, hit the go-ahead 2-run triple. Jeremy Stranix with the 3-run double certainly helps the case, but I think for Carey it would be worth it, as they were losing before that at bat as well. Pitch in the dirt to Jaden Davis. If you're just joining us, Ridley scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th. A 2-run triple by Tom Carey and a 3-run double by Jeremy Stranix were a big part of that. Sam Sturman also had an RBI single, and really now 3 outs away from taking a 2-1 series lead. Pitch to Jaden Davis is going to be chopped down the third base line, but it will be foul. I had originally thought he fouled it off his foot, but did not appear that was the case. Still the bottom of the 6th over at Sun Valley's. Aston Valley leads Upper Darby 2-0. Nate McBride at 89 pitches through 6 innings of work will look to try and close it out. It's Jaden Davis down on strikes here for out number 2. Ben Thorpe has pitched well for Upper Darby, allowed 2 runs in the first inning, but has really settled in since then. 6 innings with 2 earned runs and 4 strikeouts. But unless his offense is able to get 2 runs here in the top of the 7th, Aston Valley will make this a 2-1 series in favor of Upper Darby. First pitch to Ryan Cassidy down low. That one's going to be fouled back, and looks like we found a good spot on the fence today because there's really not been, knock on wood, too much in terms of movement. Sometimes the foul balls will make the fence get in the way. Pitch to Cassidy. That one catches the upper outside part of the plate. I did knock on wood, and it looks like it was able to hold up there. I'm going to have to take a picture and bookmark where I put my phone on this fence. Try and study film for next time. Ryan Cassidy fouls that one back, out of play. For anyone that tuned in to our Game 2 broadcast of Upper Darby and Aston Valley, first off, I'm sorry. But I'm also not that sorry because the internet at O'Hara is just a train wreck on its own. And then there was a T-Mobile outage during the game itself, so that didn't help as well. So just an absolute, a cluster over there of issues. That one's a little bit low. Seems like things have been pretty, knock on wood, pretty clean so far tonight. Well, we'll have a clean stream tomorrow night if we're over at Sun Valley, and that one's on the outside corner. As Cole Peichel with another scoreless inning here of relief. Wayne has some work to do here. They need 4 runs to tie this game, 5 runs to take the lead. And it looks like Ryan McWilliams will head out for his 3rd inning of work, trying to lock this game down. We return. Back here for the top of the 7th, Brennan Ricciardi here with you. Thank you so much for joining us. It'll be 7, 8, 9 in the order for Wayne. Drew Van Horn, Ben Milligan, and Matt Cain. Wayne needs 4 runs to tie this game up and 5 to go ahead. Ryan McWilliams out for his 3rd inning of relief. First pitch to Van Horn's going to catch the top of the zone for a strike. Van Horn, 1 for 3 on the night. He had an RBI single back in the 3rd. He's going to take that one down low, and Wayne needs some base runners here. Right now, 1 swing isn't going to do anything. 7, 8, 9 needs to get on base for the top of the order. That one misses perhaps a little bit outside or low. It's tough to see the plate from this exact angle. John Tian does stay into play second base. That one's going to catch the outside part of the plate. 2-2 here to Drew Van Horn, who, as mentioned, national champion with Misericordia, so he's played in a couple big games in his baseball career. Choking up on the bat here. The pitch is going to smoke that one down the right field line, foul. Another 2-2 pitch coming here to Drew Van Horn. That was definitely the splitter. Slaps it over to the left side. Jeremy Stranix makes the play in the hole, but not nearly in time as Drew Van Horn racing down the line. It'll be the 2nd hit of the day for Van Horn. It was just out of the reach of Sam Sturman, and Drew Van Horn can run a little. Good play by Jeremy Stranix to make it interesting, but it'll be a leadoff single here for Wayne, and that'll bring in Ben Milligan, who's 1 for 3 on the day. He's lined out to right. He singled. He struck out looking, so 2 for 7 in the series. Did not start game 1, came and had a pinch hit single, has started games 2 and 3. First pitch to him in there for a strike. Ben Milligan, Matt Cain, then back to Cole Lombardo at the top of the order, who has 3 hits today. That one's going to be a bit low. Jaden Davis able to keep it in front. Make sure to tune into our social media at the Delco League on Instagram, or it might just be at Delco League and DelcoLeague.com for some post-game interviews with the player of the game. Pitch to Milligan. That was going to be slapped into right field at base hit. Almost hit Drew Van Horn. Van Horn's going to hold smartly at second. Need plenty of base runners here, and you don't want to make that first out at second base, so we've got a good ending brewing here. The tying run now on deck in the form of Cole Lombardo. But first it'll be Matt Cain, and usually for Strathaven, they love their bunts, but in this situation, they're not giving up an out to move 2 guys over, so Matt Cain will swing away. Strathaven, Wayne, same thing. Same thing in terms of Brian Feely, black and white and gray. Matt Cain, the batter, he has reached base twice tonight. He's walked, he's hit by a pitch, and also grounded out to second. So 0 for 1 officially and 2 for 5 in the series. That fastball is going to be on the outside corner for a strike. Double play depth up the middle for the Black Sox. That one just misses away. Good pitch by McWilliams, not getting beat there. Cain's going to watch that one down, and if Cain's able to get on base here, Cole Lombardo, the way he's been swinging it, Wayne will start to feel pretty good. Cain's going to take that one upstairs and now finds himself ahead in the count 3-1. Don't really see any signs of movement. I feel like I hear some signs of throwing and catching on the Ridley side, but I don't see anything at the moment. Three-one pitch coming to Cain. He squares to bunt. Pulls it away for a strike. Wasn't necessarily expecting that one. Well, Cain's now found himself in a full count here. Full count pitch to Kane. Gets under that one, hits it a mile in the air. Jason Hankins looks like he's making the call in right and makes the catch. I believe that is actually a different outfielder out there in right field. Pardon me. We'll see who that change was. Either way, out number 1. I think you have to wonder why Kane was squaring to bunt on the 3-1 fastball, but either way, Cole Lombardo up. He is 3 for 4 today. That is now Owen Click out there in right field. First pitch to Lombardo in there for a strike. Still the same defensively everywhere else, outside of Tien at second and Jaden Davis behind the plate. Pitch to Lombardo. He sees that one go on the outside corner and quickly down 0-2. Pitch to Lombardo, that one away. Quick correction, there's only 1 out in the inning. Drew Van Horn over on second base, Ben Milligan on first. Pitch here to Lombardo, that one's hit over to John Tien at second, fires back to first, safe at first. Great play over there by Tien to fire over to first. Ben Milligan was, we'll say, called safe at first. I think at blind eye I thought he was out at first, but better angle over there for our first base ump. Elliot Dix be the batter here. Elliott is 0 for 3 on the night. He was hit by a pitch back in the second, so he has reached base once. I went upstairs to Dix here with Bennett Cox on deck and Stephen Wells to follow. Looked to be Jake Mansfield starting to get loose for Ridley, but the Black Sox hoping that Ryan McWilliams is able to get out of this. That went in there for a strike to Elliot Dix. Still ahead in the count, 2-1. Tying run on deck in the form of Bennett Cox. Pitched that one down low, and very ahead in the count now is Dix. Upstairs, ball 4. Tying run comes to the plate here in the form of Bennett Cox, and we have just gone final over at Sun Valley. It is a 2-0 win for Aston Valley. 6 shutout innings from Nate McBride. RBIs from Andrew Furco and Troy Neff. So we will be heading to Sun Valley for Game 4 tomorrow. Regardless of what happens here tonight, as Bennett Cox potentially one swing away here from tying this game. Stephen Wells on deck. First pitch here to Cox. That was a slider in the dirt. You know, no one in that Ridley dugout wants to see Stephen Wells come to the plate here, especially with one swing that could give Wayne the lead. Pitch from Cox. That one's way upstairs. I have to think that it will not be a very happy Ridley dugout should Wayne somehow take the lead here after that call at first base on the double play. That one's inside 3-0, and you got to think that Bennett Cox is taken all the way here, especially because he overall is 0 for 7 in the series. Usually sometimes give the green light if you're in a position where you've been swinging the bat really well. That one's in there for a strike, so Cox will be ready to swing away here. The 3-1 pitch here to Bennett Cox. That one's upstairs, ball 4. It'll be an 8-5 game here. Looks like Nick Tacoma is going to head out to the mound. Not sure if this will be it for Ryan McWilliams or if they just want to give him a second to calm down. We'll take a quick break. quick comeback to Stephen Wells. It'll be Jake Mansfield looking to close out this game and get the final out for Ridley. Jake just graduated here from Ridley. Will be heading to Penn State, I believe, looking to play for the club golf team, not the club baseball team. I've been told he's a very, very good golfer. So we'll see what happens with that. But in terms of baseball, he's thrown 17 in the third innings pitched for the Black Sox with a 0.40 ERA. He struck out 12 and walked just 6. So he's been very, very reliable here for this team. He's been both a starter and a reliever through a complete game with 0 earned runs his last start on July 13th. Also pitched 2 innings against Chester on July 19th. All he needs is 1 out here. Standing in his way is Stephen Wells, homered back in the first, a 3-run homer. He also struck out, walked, and flew out to right, so officially 1 for 3 with a walk today. One of the best power hitters in the Delco League for the last decade. Hit 12 home runs back in 2021. Just hit his 5th of the year today, and one swing of the bat here could take the lead for Wayne as they trail 8-5, perhaps one in the gap. Bennett Cox with good speed could score. First pitch from Jake Mansfield. It's going to be what looks like a sinker, perfectly painted on the outside corner for a strike. Ben Milligan on third base, Elliott Dix on second, Bennett Cox on first, Aiden Fry waits on deck with Danny Braslow to follow. Jaden Davis urging his former high school teammate from this year to step off for a second. For Mansfield, it's about as comfortable as you can get throwing to your normal high school catcher. 0-1 pitch to Wells is going to be grounded over to second base. John Tian stays down on it, fires to first for out number 3, and that will do it here. Jake Mansfield records the final out, and Ridley takes a 2-1 series lead here in Game 3. They scored 6 runs in the bottom, the 4th highlighted by a 2-run triple off the bench by Tom Carey, a 3-run double from Jeremy Stranix as well, and Ridley, the number 4 seed, takes a 2-1 series lead. They will look to close this one out tomorrow night back here at 5:45 at Ridley. As mentioned earlier, we will be heading to Aston Valley for Game 4 of Upper Darby and Aston Valley at Sun Valley tomorrow at 5:45. Make sure to tune in. But if we get a Game 5 on Saturday, we will have a broadcast for that as well. As always, Brendan Ricciardi here with you. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in tonight. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Delco League and DelcoLeague.com for more post-game content.